Before we begin, to all my returning viewers, always grateful for you. Many thanks for the support. To any newcomers and lurkers, do me a favor, hit that like button, feel free to subscribe. I pride myself on not running memberships on this channel. I don't want other collectors to pay for my toys or subsidize my work. No Patreons, no merch, no exclusive content. I like my videos out there for everyone to see. And to get more eyes on them, the only thing I ask in return, I just need you to press a couple of buttons. By watching this video alone, you're doing me the solid here, because your viewership is worth more to me than anything on this channel. Hugest of thanks, y'all. I put a good amount of time in this video. I hope you enjoy. What's up, y'all? This is Just Jay Hernandez, and today we're going to be taking a look at my long overdue top 10 Marvel Legends of 2024. Here we go. Alright, y'all, so today in the house, we're going to be going over the final lineup for my top 10 Marvel Legends of 2024. As some of you will recall, I did a mid-year top 10 with some killer choices, in my opinion. And for those of you all who aren't familiar with the way my top 10s go, I get pretty cutthroat with it. Every single time I count them down, previous figures got to defend their spots. Sometimes they stay. Sometimes they get knocked down a peg, and sometimes they're just completely knocked out. And I say this in all my top 10 vids. You gotta keep in mind, this is just preference. My top 10 may not be your top 10, and that's cool. We all like different stuff. I think that's what makes collecting great. I respect everyone's choices. We all dig what we dig. And this list is what I found to be excellent this year. So, with that said, let's chit-chat. More list action. Let's get to this. Top 10. Coming in at number 10. Defending their spot, we've got the Suits 2-pack. Does it stay or does it go? Drumroll, please. It goes. And it's being replaced by the man, Eddie Brock himself. We've got the Walmart exclusive Venom. Biggest reason for this change of heart. The Suits pack, it's great, but man, Legends has got to find a way to get more mobility in those suited bodies. Now, don't get me wrong, they look great, but they can't do much aside from just stand there and look cool. Anyway, Venom, yes, one of the best upgrades we've seen this year on the Omega Red body. We got the addition of the torso swivel, getting rid of that antiquated waist cut. I love it. Only reason why it scored so low, I would have dug it a bit more if it were pinless. Hopefully we get that in the next iteration of Eddie. But as it stands, still a terrific, terrific figure. At number 9, defending their spot, we've got Victor Creed. Sabretooth, does he stay or does he go? Wait for it. He goes. Unfortunately, he goes. And he's being completely knocked out by Cable, who was originally number 8 on the previous list. So, yes, we will indeed see some shifting from here on out. Anyway, Sabretooth was a great figure, but seeing that we were looking at a fairly old bod in the Omega Red Buck with pins to boot, plus having to pick it up in a 2-pack, it really didn't do the figure itself many favors. So we've replaced it at number 9 with Cable. Now, I dig this guy a whole bunch. Love that we're getting some terrific nods to Marvel vs. Capcom, but the reason this one scored so low is because the figure is far from bulletproof. The inconsistency in pinless tech is one thing that kind of gets to me. The figure itself could probably use a little more bulk, plus plastic and paint matching issues have always been a pet peeve of mine, namely the boots. Other than that though, it's Cable, love the way that the colors just pop, and once you get over the nitpicks associated with this figure, it really is one of Legends' best this year. At number 8 in our now shifted list, we've got Nick Fury. Does he stay or does he go? I don't think I even need to get into it with this guy. He stays. Yes, I know coming in a 3-pack was it was a bit of a low blow. But when the other two figures themselves rock, plus the amount of accessories and options this guy came with, definitely worth it, in my opinion. Plus, the Vulcan bod, it just suits this guy so well. Not too big, not too small. Perfect amount of articulation. Fury just makes for an incredibly well-rounded figure. At number 7, we've got She-Hulk. Does she stay or does she go? She, let's build the suspense. She stays, only for the fact that this figure is just charming as heck and matches that late 80s source material so well. Love the new sculpt on this bod too, and while it may not be the most articulated, I appreciate that it still looks phenomenal. The biggest reason why this figure has kept their spot, new styles of bodies plus pinless tech, they go a long way with me. Now, if we could get a figure this size that moves as well as that new Widow bod, that's the dream. But till then, this is most definitely sufficient. Coming in at number 6, we've got a new addition to the list. We've got Astonishing Wolverine. Dig what it is we've got going on with Logan here. I love the new articulation and accessory options. Only thing that would have placed this guy higher would have been the addition of the boot swivel. Yes, I know there's been mods and fixes out there, but I ain't got that kind of time. Plus, most of the time, I like my figures to stand on their natural merits, not the things I had to do to them to make them better. Anyway, I digress. Yes, a great figure, and I hope to see more Wolverines go down this route in the future. For real, a step in the right direction here. All right, the halfway mark. Coming in at number 5, we've got Ghost Rider. Does he stay or does he go? Aside from the literally small nitpicks I have with this set, it stays. Sculpt on this set is outstanding, aside from the reuse of the Johnny Blaze head, which I still kind of don't get. But anyway, don't get me started on that. But yes, the bike is beautiful. Articulation is super smooth. I dig the hand options. One of the better Rider sets we've gotten a bit. Yes, for all of us 90s heads out there, we're all feeling a bit more complete thanks to the inclusion of Ketch in this summer's Legends program. Would have scored a bit higher, but like I said in the last video, Danny is just a wee bit on the small side. Yes, of course, once you put it on the bike, it doesn't really matter. But I'd be remiss if I didn't make a note of it, because for me, scale is just as important as accessories and articulation. Anyway, I digress. Still a gorgeous set and one of this year's brightest. Coming in at number 4, we've got the Mark 20. Does it stay or does it go? I don't even need to get into it. It stays. In my opinion, the best Iron Man figure we've seen this year. It was so close to number 2, even the number 1 spot, if it wasn't for this dang waist cut. Now, waist cuts on figures, you can get away with them some to most of the time. On Tony here, though, it's such a drastic line. It really breaks up that sculpt. Definitely a bummer, but I mean, I get it. Still, though, it's a good-looking figure. I love the sculpt here that isn't impeded by willy-nilly articulation choices. As you can see, I'm just not getting over this. The rest of the articulation, it's still on point. One of the better Iron Man figures we have out there in terms of mobility, and most definitely the all-star of the Iron Man retro wave. Coming in at number 3, we've got Scarlet Spidey. Does he stay or does he go? Ben, you did great this year. I love the video that I made for you, but you gotta go. And he's being replaced by the first tie we've had on this countdown. We've got Warbird and Phoenix, the future of Lady Legends. And I only have good things to say about these figures. You go to my Instagram, I had the time of my life posing these two, and I can't wait to see what the Legends team has in store for the next offerings using these bodies. My big wants, and I've made them known since Widow came out last year: Psylocke, Black Cat, and Mystique. Oh my God, y'all. We need them on these bodies so dang bad. Please, please, Legends team, let's make it happen. Coming in at number 2, we've got Sharon Carter. Now, seeing that we just celebrated the new Lady Body in the last slot, yup, she goes. And she's being replaced by the original number 1s in the last video. We've got the Heroes for Hire team, Luke Cage and Iron Fist. The best, most complete 2-pack we received this year, in my opinion. Plus, both of these figures just rock and complement each other in the most perfect of ways. It makes me wish that all 2-packs would make as much sense as this one, with just as much innovation, mobility, and accessories. For real, the biggest bang for the buck Legends had to offer this year. I freaking love these two. And coming in at the new number 1, we've got Crystar. Kidding. That was just to appease Dan Larson. A good figure, though. Seriously. But no, for those of y'all who've been with me since the very beginning, it doesn't take a genius to know who my number 1 is. And at the top spot, we've got Secret Wars. Black Costume Spider-Man. But to keep things fair and on the level, this time around, we're making him honorary. Dude chills with number 1, cause for me, anything going against a symbiote Spidey, it just ain't fair at all. So, in adjusting our handicap, let's keep it on the level here, and coming in at the real number 1, we've got Frank Castle, the Punisher, in my preferred War Journal look. Now, for those of y'all who've been with me since I started this channel, you will recall I had a kit bash video to get this look. Vintage Frank plus dyed cloak parts was the way to go. But now, about 6 years later, I got the Frank I've been wanting for a bit, and I couldn't be happier. Well, I could be happier if the teeth of the skull were painted on the abdomen as well. I'm not the biggest fan of this rubbery piece, but I get it. It's one of those choices with collectors. You're danged if you do, you're danged if you don't make it pliable. But other than that, this figure is perfect in every way. I love the new bod. I love the hand options. They're phenomenal. Real look firearm accessories, a head with expression, a blast effect. Yeah, man. Almost makes me forget you had to get a just okay figure along with this guy in the 2-pack. But man, with the way it came out, it's so worth it. Plus, I just love seeing Frank back in the Legends lineup, insignia and all. All right, y'all, that's basically all I've got for today. If you dug my choices, if I left anybody out, should have put someone higher or lower on the list, let me know in the comments. Keep it civil, for crying out loud. Here's to a great year of Legends and hopefully an even better 2025. And with that said, we are going to go ahead and sign off. Respect yourself, respect those around you. We will go ahead and check you later. And as always, stay frosty.